Hello there. After open heart surgery that left me with a paralyzed leg, barely able to walk and unable to drive, I'm back. I want to talk to you today about what appears to be a new aspect in the Taliban strategy to terrorize the US. You may remember my report entitled Satanic versus the Muslim Killers, in which I showed that Islam extremists kill more Muslims than Westerners. You may also remember my report about the underpants aka Christmas bomber Abdulmutallab, who was alleged to have tried to blow up a plane, much to the delight of Republicans who promptly blamed Obama. I was not the only one who considered the possibility that Cheney left behind in the CIA intentionally let the Christmas bomber on the plane, despite warnings by his own father who had alerted the CIA. What puzzled me was, as I explained in my report, that the so-called bomb was designed to fail. You cannot use a syringe to inject liquid B into liquid A to form an explosive, because the smallest microscopic amount will cause miniature explosions, leaving the rest of liquid A unused. Go look it up. Fast forward to May 1 and Times Square, where Shahzad left an SUV with a bomb that was intentionally designed not to explode. I'll come to that in a moment. Let's look at Shahzad first, a naturalized US citizen of Pakistani descent. I got hold of a picture of his Pakistani passport. Here it is. After he attended college in the US and bought a house, his American dream turned into an American nightmare. He lost his job, couldn't pay his mortgage, experienced foreclosure, and was denied any benefits that would have kept him afloat. Like all religious people, Christians and Muslims alike, he turned to his God, aka Allah, and prayed. Once in prayer mode, he discovered a number of Islam blasphemist preachers whose teachings have nothing to do with the Quran. Desperate and depressed, he began to absorb the hatred for America. Eventually, he returned to Pakistan to visit his father, but ended up in Waziristan, where he claims the Taliban trained him to make a bomb. And that is where it gets puzzling again. After looking at a number of potential targets in New York, he went to buy fertilizer, a couple of barbecue gas tanks, a gasoline container, and fireworks. He bought an SUV, stuffed it with the fertilizer, etc., and eventually dropped it off at Times Square, where he lit the fireworks, took off, but left the keys for his getaway car in the SUV. A t-shirt dealer alerted the cops about the fireworks, and the rest is history. Or is it? Actually, the bomb he built was designed not to explode. First of all, the fertilizer on its own does not explode. Second, the firecracker was hardly capable of damaging a watermelon, never mind the gas tanks and never mind the steel barbecue tanks. Sure enough, nothing happened. Now, are you telling me that the Taliban morons in Pakistan are as stupid as the AL-QAEDA idiots in Yemen? Well, I have another idea. Actually, the bombs they teach their ilk to build do not have to explode. The mere fact that there was a bomb that could have exploded and bring a plane down triggers panic, especially in Republicans. And that in itself is a desired effect, especially where the terrorists are educated or the kids of wealthy parents are not easily convinced to commit suicide. Now, Shahzad was caught, arrested, and began to sing like a bird, spilling everything he knew about the Taliban, etc., despite the fact that he was read the Miranda rights, thanks to the skill of the FBI. Of course, the Republicans maintain he should have been tortured Cheney style, tasered as the DHS did with Hassan Ansari. I reported about that too. beaten as the Bushies did in Guantanamo, and as is still done in Bagram too. You see, torturing gets you whatever the interrogators want, all made up by the victim to please the torturer. Was Shahzad, as claimed in the case of Mutallab, an accomplice of the CIA? I don't think so. What would Shahzad get out of it other than jail? By the way, I did a job for the CIA back in the 70s at no charge to the government. The people I met then were the most decent guys you can imagine. Before I go, quickly something else. Are you following the stock market? It just went under 10,000. Experts claim it did so because of Europe. Let me think. Could it be, just maybe, because of the legislation currently in the Senate that attempts to put a stop on fraudulent bank transactions like selling BBB securities as AAA? Who exactly are these experts? Well, I'm working on another report, and until then, take care.